TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Welcome back to another episode of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. In the previous episode, we completed Day 1, Trial 1 of the Rise from the Ashes. Today, we're going to be on Investigation Day 2 of the Rise from the Ashes. We'll see what's going on in today's event that we'll be having for today's episode. If you're happy with today's episode, make sure to hit that like button and support us. Greatly appreciate to the channel.
Mr. Wright?
Huh? What?
Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up in the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface. But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there.
Pretty much. Except today, we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway?
Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with the piece of cloth.
So, this is where we turn this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hola, partner. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin' at least.
Officer Marshall!
I thought I'd come to take a look-see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the place locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. Okay. What is going on over there anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now, don't that just beat all? I know I'm just like chopping out words, but I'm trying to talk like a cowboy accent right here. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
What?
At the awards center that afternoon, Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean, literally? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf.
So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken?
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee!
Ooh-wee.
February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 9. We're in trial? Oh, that's right. We're on an intermission. He said we're on a recess. I thought we were on investigation. Never mind. So this would count as Day 1 trial then. I'd like to resume. What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Eh? Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrow brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are on focus, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it is time we continue on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! But it seems our prosecutor is quiet beside himself. Excuse me? Knock knock? Who's there? Who's there? Ooh! What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom.
Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in.
Who on earth is he?
Ah, it's you!
Can we get an explanation on who he is? Oh, ho, ho, I know he's big and buff, but this is the only voice I can think of right now. As air judge, I'm giving him the deep voice. Sorry, I'm late, G. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, G. How you been? Swim much these days?
Ah, hello. Oh, I've been so busy.
Busy, smizzy. G, my boy. You have to make time to relax.
Yes, indeed.
Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry our little Worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly!
Little Worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police?
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
Alrighty then. I remember seeing some gameplay of this, and I remember who's... Yeah, it's all coming back now. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
2 years? Everything resides 2 years. Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler.
So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into the exhaust pipe. On little Worthy's car, no less. So Worthy is... What? He's Miles Edgeworth, so where does he get Worthy and why is that pause? It's really quite embarrassing even for us.
What's this?
It's what you call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Objection!
Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job?
Now, wait a minute, Worthy. Why, Worthy?
I've no desire to hear your excuses.
I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, Miles Edgeworth.
That's no fair. The day of the crime I had...
Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. While you're the person in charge, I'll expect a written apology.
What? Are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, Worth, that's right.
The court accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like you to take a look at this switchblade of the blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it up for me, I wonder?
Yes. Well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my fingers, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but if I cut my fingers, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
Alrighty then. And I'm not doing a single thing, so zoom in on that, please. Examine. Broken!
Don't scare me like that.
I'm the one who's scared.
Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. And the dark red stain. Blood?
Alrighty then. Updated. What just happened? Hello? Okay, I was about to say, why did the music stop?
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife?
Sure thing, not a problem, not even a little one, really. Probably want a cracker? Department in disorder. Right. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. Quack. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this year case, so I can't talk much about it. Alrighty then, that leads us to nowhere.
There was a murder at the police department, detective?
That's hush-hush information, Archie. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Oh.
Order!
Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, as you might as well assume. So 2 murders happened at the exact same time with another detective, right? We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay?
I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. All we do is press on.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
Might as well press on for answers. Department in disorder. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. How is it special? Excuse me, special? Hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Oh, sorry, Rido, but I can't say that now, not that.
We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery.
And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something, a muffler. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. Were there traces of a stuck blade? This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on in the apartment I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Rido.
Maybe there's something about this knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Rido.
Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that's had me stumped all this time.
So, how were things down at the department?
Yeah, that's just as a big old hand that's saying we should press on that, but I have no idea what evidence is that, so we're gonna keep on pressing. Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eye there, right on my boy? Sharp, hungry.
Chief, did something happen, and why haven't I heard?
Why haven't you heard? Or why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand you are busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor, I was about to say prospector, parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Urgy?
I'm at loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested it, in fact. Just arrested. That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, right? I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing only. Okay. Why? Why? Where the victim was found? Right, it's the police department. How the victim was killed? When? It has to be when, cause it says 5:15, but how the victim was killed? Shoot, where the victim was found? Maybe if I keep pressing it, it'll change. Maybe if you only get once, you only live the model. We're just gonna do a save just in case, even though I know we can just do this. The victim died was 5:15, that's all we know. How the victim was killed, the knife, where the victim was found. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Rido? I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I should ask again once I learn a bit more about the evidence room. There's something stranger about this than the place where the body was found. So, go back. So, spam the entire thing again. So, let's see what happened. Let's see if we can get it. Because we're just pressing for answers. Let's try how the victim was killed. How was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the forest call a stabbing with a knife. A knife?
That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman.
That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. Alrighty then, let's get that last one. This is more faster if I just spam it and then just hold the freaking touchscreen. Okay, so it has to be the last one then. The last one, when the victim died. So when did the murder at the police department occur? Very shot. Well, my boy, you're gonna love this. Great, it's that one. I knew it was 5:15, so 5:15. But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office.
What?
Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence. This is just my gut feeling, but I say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gunn, please tell us more about the incident. It's unofficial linked. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Rido, you understand?
Try to understand, Rido.
Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can be a coincidence. That knife. What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. Okay, present. There's a small tag attached. Examine. There's a small tag on the knife.
It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm not sure. But it reminds me of a similar code.
DL6. Maybe it's a case number. That's weird.
What?
I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either.
Maybe I should check the court record again. Alrighty then. What else to examine? We can't examine that. We can't examine that. We can't examine that. We can't examine that. Besides the tag, there's nothing else. Then there's this one. 67S, I don't know. Record of the parking stop in the parking lot entered. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is the date of the crime. The date of the crime.
The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red light, he would have caught up in this whole affair.
Perhaps.
This just goes to show you, never know what'll happen when you run yellow light.
Anything particular about this stub? No. There's nothing else besides that. There is something going on. I think they were just all connected to that area. ID. Between this knife and Goodman. Wait, go back. What does it say? Wait, SL9. SL9. Remember that. SL9. SL9. I know I could just look it up, but still. SL9. Oh! You're reading this backwards! There it is! Wait a second! Ah, at last! Honest to goodness, objection! This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah, haha. Ah, honest to goodness, what do you mean from Judge? That's just great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92. And this is important why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7S 12-2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? 1221. When he wrote this note, he was holding this paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that is written on that knife tag. Order! Well, Chief? Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the evidence room. Alrighty then. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. There was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice. Good show, little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happened. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen the day of the murder? And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edward's car.
Hard to think there isn't a connection there.
That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Oh, this is a new testimony or what? Something didn't happen at the police department too, did it? You got a good look in your eyes there, right on my boy? Sharp. Wait. Is this... Yeah, we already been through that. That was different. Yeah, it was different, so... This knife was evidence in the department, stolen from the department room. Now, I think it's time to figure it out with this one. It was this one, right? Where the victim was found. The evidence room. Wait a second, I have heard of that.
The evidence room. Didn't he mention that his testimony just now?
This knife was evidence in the case from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases.
You seem happy, Mr. Wright.
Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go downtown on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. So now we can press on this. Wait a minute. It's not officially linked, so there... Chief, the defense position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Huh, you don't say. Well, at it with it, right? What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. This knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Ought to mention that victim had written down the numbers on the knife evidence tag.
And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
Hello? You two make a good pair. It took my man 2 days to find out what you deduced right here.
Chief, I request that you release your information to the victim at the police department.
Say, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get this information unofficially? Oh, great. Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really? Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim in the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Oh, well, in case information is sticky stuff, you have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. The victim's gender, the victim's ID number, the victim's division. Gender? Okay, how about the gender of the victim? You want to know that? Okay, a hint. Let's see, first hint, the gender that's not female. Aha! He was a guy. What did I tell you? The boy's sharp.
Stop moving around, Mr. Wright. It's a serious business.
Sorry, Your Honor. Hey, tell that to the Chief of Police. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the police prosecutor, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. Okay, we're back to square one with this. Okay, keep going and keep going. Keep going. But I can't reveal the name of the victim. So we know it's a guy. So keep going. Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is... Hello? 584-2189. 584-2189. 584-2189. 584-2189. 584-2189. You didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID of the victim of the police department, 5829. Court record. Yep, it does. We got it. Tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You said the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department. Tells you something? What does it tell you?
It's this, Your Honor. Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
Oh, great. No, it's just, I got confused.
And this is news?
Huh?
Just come out with it both guns blazing like you always do.
The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh-ho, is it yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Wright. Our personal IDs are top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly?
Huh?
Wait, the ID we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I forgot it.
You even got the first number wrong. Okay, the number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Wait a second, Wright. What does this
mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Oh, haha, sharp as a tack, Rado, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time.
That's impossible. So what we're saying is, a side person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location.
Unless there are 2 different people.
Order! Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case.
Now, wait a second, Warby, no need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait. I said wait. Or did you hear me? The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they are yours.
What? How? How dare?
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Minkins who brought you the news.
Officer Minkins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? What? Wait, He was just told to leave. He was told to tell him something, but then he had to leave. That was the thing.
You don't mean him!
According to Minkins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said that the report had nothing to do with Lana Sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report.
Ah! Why didn't the officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error of gross negligence of duty of your part, Worthy.
But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then
Yo, we're going longer than 30 minutes here. No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say, unworthy.
What?
Now, what was the second rule of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright,
Huh? Oh, well, it's,
Rule number 2. New evidence may only be submitted if it concerns the case on trial. And how is this relevant?
normally you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in the court. A connection was just proven by Wright over here. Good job, Wright, my boy. I was just doing my job.
No. No!
So where does this lead to?
It seems we have come to an end of this trial.
Okay. You are becoming a thorn in my side, Worthy. There have been rumors. After all, you were here in the defendant's chair just last year.
I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do.
You'd be better get results this time, really.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. Well, we grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
And with that, we'll end today's episode right here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to hit that like button, comments, if you're new, beer, like, subscribe, the show, because like Steve and I'm signing out.